much. Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Big greetings and hug from Serbia, from Europe. It's my great pleasure and honor to be today here with you. I will share my screen. I will give you some different kind of presentation. I will talk with you about the road to the major goal, which is actually the development and launching of small satellites, which is actually the main topic of this seminar. I will speak about startups, actually about the basics. I mean, on education that lead to startups and to the major goal. I will share the screen. You just tell me if everything. Can you see it?
Yeah, we are able to see it.
Thanks. Okay, let's start. In my country, Serbia, my organization, I'm from Committee for Space Program Development, organization from Serbia. That is the only organization that deal with space program. Actually, we worked 10 years on Serbian space program, and I have a lot of experience how to start from the scratch. That is my goal today, to give you some examples from the good practice, to be transparent to you, to try to help you in your process of thinking and realization of your ideas. That is actually a very complicated process, but we deal with that 10 years with success. So I want to share that information with you. Startups models. First thing that I want to tell you that a few years ago we established so-called CANSAT Rocketry program. That is actually program of simulation of real space mission. Actually, that is the beginning educational process and human resources development and capacity building to the major goal, which is actually launching of real satellite, establishment of space program, and so on. CANSAT Rocketry program consists of two parts. CANSAT is actually satellite in CAN, and Rocketry part is a tool for launching, of course. Why this is important? When you deal with this program, in any level of education, we have this program in elementary school, high school, and students university level. It's different complexity of the CANSATs of satellites which students developed. But what is important that CANSATs have systems and subsystems same as the real satellites. The idea is to deal on a practical way with something that is interdisciplinary and something that is very, very close to real satellites. To learn the process. When you want to build a real satellites, you must first define the mission of that satellites, the reason why to send something like that, why to build, why to develop, why to launch. It's not so easy. The same situation is with CANSAT Rocketry program. We define the mission, then we developed systems and subsystems, use electronics. We made even a ground segment, like we will work on real satellites. After that, we put it in CANSAT. We put in rocket and launch like a real satellite on a few hundred meters. And after the deployment of satellite for rocket, they descend with parachute and realize the mission, sending telemetry or something like that. That's literally on you. That is very, very good process. And after a few years of working in Serbia, we organized in 2019 international cancer rocketry competition. About 10 countries we have in Serbia. India sent 5 teams, and India won that competition. After that, we discussed with Indian partners about establishment of this program to put in global level and establishment of World Cancer Rocketry Championship. Actually, India and Serbia are initiators of this championship, and together with 5 more countries, you can see on this slide, we established a consortium that managed that championship. We start with defining of way of functioning of that championship. We define the championship like any other kind of sports. You can see 3 phases: national, continental, and world finals phase. If we talk in the manner of startups, the first phase is actually the most important for the startups. We use this model in Serbia successful, and we cover right now 62 countries. During the pandemic, that was very, very big problem, as you know, to deal on the terrain. But we use that time, that period, to spread a network of WCRC. As I said, now we have 62 countries. What is important, national level, national cancer rocketry competition is something that is important for each country. And in that country, organization or institution or company which is in charge for WCRC activities actually is independent. And that is the startup model, which means that all kind of rules of competition, the way of functioning in that country, level of education that covers even components, kits, cancer rocketry is in charge in that institution or company or organization, even earning money. We deal with that several years with success. And that is actually good because when you work on national level with independence, that is good for motivation, stimulation. But there is no the feeling that you are alone, since you are part of a big championships, something that is global, on the global level, which means that national phase 1 is actually the qualification process for the phase 2, which is continental, which means that the best teams from your country will go to competition to compete with their peers from the same continent, from other countries, of course. Every all phase 2, phase 3, all next phases are a little bit complex and more interesting. So students are very happy to deal with that. And that is very, very important in this process of development, personal development, skills development, knowledge development for achieving the main goal, major goal, which is sending a real satellites. Pandemic situation was a little bit problem, as I said, but last year, finally, we have we organized the first ever WCRC World Finals here in Serbia, and in September last year. And there was 13 countries, the best teams from the world, that passed that qualification process. And India, again, but this time through WCRC, is the world champion. Now we are in the process of new round. So we are open for new teams, and new qualification process is on the way. What is important? After that world finals last year, we discussed how to improve entire process and championship, how to involve more people, more students, more countries, institutions, and so on, because of post-pandemic period. Even we have very big problem right now on the planet, in the world, especially in Europe, because the war in Ukraine and other crises. So we must, on some way, reach to the students and motivate them and give some more opportunities. We decided to involve something new, which is actually important for this startup story. We actually involved drones. Not only drones for to use it instead of rockets, because some countries do not have permission to launch CANSATs with rockets. They launch with drones. Not only for that purpose. We want to use drones for races and development of drones, because that technology is very, very popular, very acceptable for everyone, and easy for development. Literally, a few weeks after this decision, we continue to discuss, and then came on idea to make something totally new and totally different, but to achieve our main goal, as I said, massification, and to make more independent, and to that startup model make better, actually to improve it. We came to the expansion and idea to establish a manifestation with the name of Cosmodrome. I will, please, you can see on this slide what is the Cosmodrome. Actually, is an educational musical manifestation, as you see, organized by my organization from the aerospace field, with a special emphasis of STEM. You realize that we deal with STEM, and you are studying that fields. It's not so easy. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics is always interesting, but not so easy. So we wanted to give people, especially students, all level of students, something new to actually spread this CANSAT rocketry to other fields, to other interesting things. You can see this. Space and space engineering are the most represented during this event, of course, that is the logical, where most of the content and activities are intended for children of all ages. That was the goal. That was very important because, as I said, when you deal with space, CANSAT rocketry or other programs, students must have some previous knowledge in the most cases. The idea was to promote everything and to give on the one place as much different things, interesting things to everyone, for all level of education. When I said all level, I literally, I mean from kindergarten, as you see, primary, secondary schools and universities. Also, we involved aviation associations, astronomical societies, aero clubs, partners from abroad, experts, professional organizations, and so on. It's very, very important to have on one place many different things. Why? Because for my point of view, I'm not interested for so many things in space engineering, because that is actually a interdisciplinary thing, because I have no knowledge, I have no time. But I want to see it. to children, that is important for the process of professional orientation, especially for students in elementary school when they must go to high school, and students from high school when they go to university level. They must pass as much different things as possible, as early as possible, and that is our duty to give them to they find out what they want to do in the future, what they are interested in, what their skills, the affinities, talents, and so on. So because of that, this Cosmodrome is important. I will share with you one video material right now that is actually promotional video material for Cosmodrome in Serbia. And I will turn off the sound and continue to explain because this startup model is very, very powerful. Actually, Cosmodrome is a franchise that is a protected brand by us, and it could be organized in every country, but I will speak only for Serbia right now. And I will show you this. I must share that. One moment. Can you see this? Okay. This is my city of Novi Sad. This is the central fortress from 17th century, very old fortress in Novi Sad. When you come to Serbia and my city, we will show you. That is very attractive and most attractive place in Serbia, in this part of Europe. And it's very popular worldwide popular. It's very big fortress. And on that fortress, we will organize the Cosmodrome event. This is a little bit showing. It will be organized in September this year. And this is the part of fortress, actually the area of 500 square meters. And these white points are actually the activities and programs in that Cosmodrome. First of all, we have a program for kindergarten children. That is a special program on the theme of space for kindergarten children. Paper airplanes, workshops, and competitions for preschoolers. Then we have a rocket modeling. That is actually workshop and competition in launching several types of rocket models for elementary school age. That is very important. You will notice that on this Cosmodrome there is no talking. It's only practical. We have a series of workshops, competitions, and practical demonstrations from various fields. That is very important, as I said on the beginning. Okay, after this, we have a CANSAT Rocketry program, WCRC. Actually, that is a workshop and international competition for all levels of education. And you can see this. This is material from World Finals. You can see competitors from India, Italy, and this is kids from Serbia. This is from Romania teams, from Montenegro. This is the rockets that we launched on CANSAT rocket with CANSATs. On a few hundred meters, we go on with half a kilometers, and you can see the launch and actually the CANSAT deploying. This is actually just this is the CANSAT descending with parachute and sending telemetry. Okay, after that we have a rocket launch zone. That is a special zone where we will safe zone actually, where the place from which we will launch solid motor rockets with CANSATs, without CANSATs, water rockets. That is very, very important, and model rockets. After that, we have an indoor complex for competition of small drones. These small drones. That is a competition for elementary high school students, and also small robots also inside competition for that level of education. As you can see, they play with their drone. Okay, the next program, the next activity is actually related to robotics, but this time big robotics. That is students of University of Novi Sad in the region. That is big robots, as you can see. There's some, we will make some polygon to show what these robots are capable of. Because these robots from first place, they won first place in Europe, competition in Europe of robotics with those robots. So we will show 4 big robots, those 2 and 2 different. After this, we have a zone for resting and of course to chilling. But what is next activity important is simulator. That is actually a simulator for competition for elementary and high school students through a simulator similar to the one used by NASA astronauts. Actually, that is a simulation of docking of SpaceX Dragon module to ISS. Then we have an activity, as you saw, for planetarium. That is especially a program for observing celestial bodies, performing by University of Novi Sad professors. And this is something that is very, very interesting because I spoke on the beginning about the expansion of WCRC to drones. This is a big drone race outside. That is very, very important. And we have a big race. Actually, we have about 40, more than 40, 45, I think, teams worldwide will compete. We have a special track, and that will be very, very interesting. Actually, maybe most interesting. We have a zone for partner country because every country will have a different. Every year we have a different country space agency partner. This year we are very proud to have India, and we will promote Indian space program. Actually, partners from India will come and promote your space program and achievements. I must tell you that with great honor and pleasure, I'm my country and my organization developed and sent together with Indian partners and few Indian higher education institutions free satellites, small satellites in 28 February 2021 during pandemic by Indian PSLV C-51 rockets. That is very important for us because we will use that satellites on Cosmodrome on this event. We will do something which is is totally new on the planet. We will open this Cosmodrome through our satellites. Never, nobody did it before, something like that. We will be the first, and that will be actually something new. I'm sorry. No. Okay. Oh no. Doesn't matter. I will put it like this. What I want to say to you, it's very important to realize how to be independent. This Cosmodrome program consists of 2 parts. The first part you saw by day. That is activities that I explained. We have 2 more parts on the day. That is a professional orientation part, where we will have guests from high school, technical high schools and universities to promote their curriculums on the practical way for the future professional orientation of young students. That is extremely important. That is by day. But we have the part of this manifestation by evening. Actually, that is a audiovisual performance party. We must also use that, but for education. We will have DJs from Europe. They will perform something different, something new through our satellites. That is, I'm talking this to you because to realize that we use satellites for some other missions. That is totally new. We do not use it right now for some measurements or something like that. We use for promotion. It's very, very important to use that because countries are closed, especially societies, post-conflict societies. Serbia and ex-Yugoslavia region is post-conflict. And we use space as a tool for peace and reunion and re-cooperation. And that is our goal. That is my main goal and my organization. On this Cosmodrome, we will have guests and our friends from ex-Yugoslavia countries. We have several wars with them, but now we cooperate, and that is our great achievement. So we are happy because of that. That night part is very powerful for society also. And all of these have that startup model because we deal with children and institutions. And when decision makers, sponsors, institutions heard that you work with children and you work something like this, which have a good perspective, they immediately help you. So this startup model for us is very, very sustainable and make our work in the pretty much independent. So that is something that I wanted to share with you and to give you some other kind of way of view, other perspective of this usage of space engineering, space programs, satellites, and so on. You realize right now that with our independence, I mean in financial independence and so on, we can do many things in development, part of the development of our space program, and we are happy because of that, because we made decisions. And that is important for any startup, that is important for every individual, especially if you work with something this so big. So the major goal, go to space to further exploration and development, is not jeopardized here. And I hope that this sentence from CANSET Rocketry program to startups and real space missions is now much more clear than in the beginning when I start to speak about this. Thank you so much, because I hope that that this will be useful for your way of thinking and realization of your ideas. I want to give you help in that process if you need in the future, just to improve, to save your time and to not make mistakes like us. That is not good. It's better to consultate, to talk about that, and to work much more easily. So thank you so much. If you have some questions, please let me know. That's it for today.
Excellent presentation by Dr. Dusan. You have given detailed explanation and information about the WCRC, World Cancer Rocketry Championship. It is very, very useful to our students also. Also, we know that in 2022, India has won the final, world level final, and I wish 2023 also India will win the world final, and our India Education Research Institute will be the finalist. So if students have got any questions, you can ask because it's very important for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Bye.
on behalf of the university, we thank you, sir, for your time and valuable lecture.
My pleasure. Bye bye. Take care of yourself.